Hey, little boy. I've sure heard a bunch about you. See, I was good friends of your dad's. We were on that Hanoi hill of hell together over 5 years. You know, hopefully you don't have to experience this yourself. But when two men are in a situation like me and your dad were, for as long as we were, you take on certain responsibilities of the other. You know, if it had been me, I had not made it. Captain Kunz will be right now talking to my son, Jim. But the way things turn out is, I'm talking to you, Bush. I got something for you. This watch was first purchased by your great-grandfather during the First World War. It was bought off a little general store in Knoxville, Tennessee. It was made by the first company to ever make wristwatches. You know, up till then, people just carried pocket watches. But it was bought by Private Doughboy Lorraine Coolidge on the day he set sail for Paris. This was your great-grandfather war watch, and he wore it every day during that war. Up till, you know, he was done with his duty. And he came back home to your great-grandmother, right? He took the watch off, put it in an old coffee can, and there he stayed. Till one day, your grandfather, Dan Coolidge, was called upon his country, you know, to go overseas and fight the Germans again. This time, they call it World War II. See, your great-grandfather gave this watch to your grandfather for good luck. Unfortunately, Dan's luck wasn't as good as his old man's. And he was a Marine, see, and he was killed, along with all the other Marines on that Battle of Wake Island. You know, so your grandfather was facing death. He knew it. So he asked a gunner he met on an Air Force transport, name of Wainaki, a man he had never seen in his life, to deliver to his infant son his gold watch. You know, 3 days after the Japanese took the island, grandfather was dead. You know, but Wainaki, this guy, kept his word. And after the war was over, he paid a visit to your grandmother, delivering to his infant son his gold watch, this watch. This watch was on your daddy's wrist when he was shut down at Hanoi. He was captured and taken to a Vietnamese prison camp. He knew that if any of the coups saw the watch, it would be confiscated, taken away. So the way your dad looked at it, this watch was your birthright. So he'd be damned if any of the sloops put the yellow greasy hands on, you know, his boy's birthright. So he hid it. And the only place he knew he could hide something, his ass. So he wore this watch up his ass for 5 years. Then he died of dysentery. He gave the watch to me. I wore this uncomfortable hunk of metal up my ass 2 years. seven years after, they sent me back home to my family. And now, little man, I give this watch to you.